For viewers who may be new to Mardi Gras and not know much about Krewes, my name is Basha Hall and I'm the captain of the Krewe of Gambrinus. A Mardi Gras crew is a group of people who get together to help celebrate the traditions of Mardi Gras. The Krewe of Gambrinus is a crew like no other in Galveston. Our crew did not come into being until 1989, and in 1989 Larry Del Papa created the Krewe of Brew, and the Krewe of Brew was our first, it was the early Krewe of Gambrinus. The Krewe of Brew was in place for about 8 years. And at that time, there was a little bit of controversy over having an alcohol-related crew name. So the directors of the organization decided to change the name from Krewe of Brew to Krewe of Gambrinus. Now, little known to the public was that the Krewe of Gambrinus came from Gambrinus, who was actually the patron saint of beer. So really we kept the Krewe of Brew, but in a little guise under Krewe of Gambrinus. We are about 300 members strong, and we are an all-volunteer crew, and we are chartered by the city of Galveston to promote tourism. Our mission is to be a beacon of Mardi Gras tradition and celebration, and also to work with the children of the Galveston area. We have numerous community outreach events that we do during the year. We're an all-year crew, actually. We're a social organization, and we also do a tremendous amount of community outreach. I don't think most people realize all of the work and planning that is needed to put on and to run a Mardi Gras crew. I was rather surprised when I took over as captain how much time it took and how involved it was. It's an organization. We are a 501c4 nonprofit. There are laws that go along with that. Also, being an organization, you have your bylaws, you have every single thing that you would have in a normal business. And this is a business because you're taking membership dues. You have to make sure the money is spent wisely. You have all of your assets, and all of the floats that are all around me are worth quite a bit of money. There's upkeep and maintenance for all of this. Being an all-volunteer crew, we depend on our volunteers to help us. And the more people get involved, the more buy-in they have to your organization and to your crew. It is a big undertaking. But the parade makes it all worth it, and working with all of our people in the city and seeing how excited they are when we come out for Mardi Gras makes it all worthwhile.
Initially, Momus was founded in 1871, and then during World War II, it sort of went away. In 1984, Cynthia and George Mitchell had built the San Luis Hotel on the seawall and were having a dedication, and the dedication they had was bringing in the Grucci firework people from Italy. And then after that, Dancy Ware, a good friend, was involved with the Mitchells, and they said, well, next winter of 1985, we're going to open the Tremont House downtown that the Mitchells greatly restored. It was just a crummy building, and they restored it wonderfully. And they said, let's have a Mardi Gras parade.
Dancy asked, being from New Orleans, Dancy asked a lot of questions on how it was done in New Orleans. Dancy and I flew to New Orleans and then went to the World's Fair and went specifically to go through the Louisiana Pavilion. And that particular venue was set up. You go into the Louisiana part, you get on a barge, and it kind of snakes in and out this warehouse. And as it made the final turn, all of a sudden there were the floats and the music, and it was lively and just thrilling. And Dancy said, that's it.
Earlier, I mentioned a great number of people that came to that first parade that the Mitchells had, and after that, Mr. Mitchell got some of us together and said, you know, where do we go with this? Obviously, it's a great success and so forth. And so there were 7 of us that got together and initially founded Momus, and I got the bylaws and everything, and that's kind of how we got it going. You know, the parade, we have a ball, we have the king and the queen, and one of the big changes has been the off-island Houston area interest in Mardi Gras in Galveston. And over half of the membership in Momus now is off the island in the Houston area, and they just love coming here for Mardi Gras, and it keeps Mardi Gras very strong. And as we've gone on now since 1985, as we've gone on, our children, you know, came along and got involved, and now, for example, my son is the vice president of the board in charge of the parade. So so we're now getting the younger generation heavily involved in it, and it matters because of the huge economic benefit to Galveston, to restaurants and hotels, and just the enormous now. You know, what do they think? Maybe 250,000 people come to these parades and events and all this sort of thing. So that is a huge help to Galveston. And of course, Momus isn't the only crew. More crews have developed over the years.
Well, after the first Mardi Gras back in 1984, where Momus brought back the Mardi Gras, revived it, a few months after that, we were all having coffee up at Denny's on the seawall. And my father was sitting there, we said, I think we can do this. We think we can pull this off. And so we advertised for about 2 weeks that we were going to start a new crew. And we had a lot of people, I guess there was a lot of people at that time, about 30 people contacted and said, well, we want to be part of this. And that's how we got started right after the revival of Mardi Gras, that is. Aquarius is the water bearer, and so it's near the Gulf. And I always said that you wanted to begin with the letter A because you'll always be first. Not only does Aquarius start the Mardi Gras with the first major parade on Saturday, this coming Saturday on the 7th, we are known for ending Mardi Gras as well with our Fat Tuesday parade. We end what we begin is our slogan. I want them to understand that we have a lot of loyal, dedicated members in this crew that puts all this on every year. It's not a one-man show. It takes everybody working hand in hand to put this show on. It's very big, it's very expensive, but it's a lot of fun, and we look forward to doing it every year. It doesn't end on Fat Tuesday. It just picks up the next day with more plans and more ideas, because we learn each year, seeing what we can and can't do and should do, might do, whatever. And so that's what and so it just picks up right again. We have a little, during the summer, we might take it a little bit lightly, and because it's so hot. But I'll guarantee you, 1st of September, we're back at it again. I'm very sentimental about Mardi Gras. And I like it, and I'll be here until I draw my last breath. And my father was. His last year on the float, until the year he died, he rode. And the last time he had a walker, and I put him on the float with down there, and I strapped him in his walker with 2 bungee cords. I said, there, you're seated, and throw beads. And he was happy as all get out, up there strapped with 2, so it wouldn't roll off or whatever, but he was probably worse than I was about it, even worse than I was, because my sister used to say, Dad, do you have to throw beads wherever you go? Of course I do. That's what I do. The crews are the backbone of Mardi Gras. Without the crews, there would be no Mardi Gras. We are the ones the people come here for the parades, and that's what they want to see. We're the backbone of the Mardi Gras because we entertain the people with our big parades and stuff, and the people keep coming back, and then you add more people every year.
You want to make the most of life, so we help you make the most of your money. with access to 55,000 fee-free ATMs and advanced pay up to 2 days early. Become a member and open a UFCU account today.